All right, Richard. Gotcha.
All right.
Let me go ahead and get my camera set up as well. Perfect. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, shoot. All right, perfect. Well, Richard, it's nice to put a face to the name. Is that okay if I call you Richard, or what do you prefer to?
Sure.
Richard?
Richard's good.
Okay. Great. Well, we finally got connected. Sorry we have to do things this way. Typically it would be coming out to the home, but ever since 2020, they got us doing this whole thing virtually now, right? So, what did your friend Jill? What was she able to fill you in on the meeting today?
Nothing.
Nothing. She
I
didn't
got a
call
text
you?
from her. I actually got a text message from her a couple weeks ago saying something about benefits or whatever.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was it.
That was it.
She didn't call you?
Nope.
Okay.
I haven't
Well.
heard from her in a long time.
Oh
Quite a
my
while.
gosh. Well, I guess Jill
Oh,
just
yeah.
Jill just left it up to me to kind of back up and fill you in then, Richard, on what's going on here. So AIL, we work with over 47,000 major organizations throughout North America. We do all the permanent benefits for the firefighters, police officers, veterans. But the only thing is that we don't work with the general public. It's only because your friend Jill, she has an in because she's had a policy with us for a very long time, that she was able to get you a one-time look opportunity into the same permanent benefits that all of these major groups have. And so what they mean by permanent, Richard, is everyone has benefits through work, right? You have benefits through your work?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But what they realize is what happens to those benefits when you leave your job, change jobs, or ultimately when you retire.
Right.
Yeah. They stay with the job, right? So what they've done is they've set up more of a permanent program that's designed to fill the gaps during your working years. But more importantly, these are designed to stay with you and your family throughout retirement until the day you die, which is pretty nice, right?
Right. Well, I mean, after you retire, you get your check anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
even if you get hurt, you're still going to get your money.
Yeah, that's an addition.
It's not like working a regular job.
Yeah, one second. Let me turn this light on. This is dark in here. Yeah, that's kind of, an additional thing as well. They'll give you
It's
that.
kind of weird. If you retire, you kind of like don't need the accidental insurance anymore because you're still going to get your retirement pay.
Yeah, yeah. So, Richard, my job's simple. I'm just here for two reasons. Number one, to get that benefits package set up that your friend Jill wanted you to have. And we'll go through everything, get it activated. I'll answer any questions that you have. And then the most important reason that they had me sit down with you today is to see if we can get your permanent benefits package activated today, as long as you are able to qualify. I just got to be honest with you. A lot of people, they don't qualify, so I just need you to be honest with me. And then either way, at the end of this, they have me fill out a report form. Richard, I'm a union member myself, so that just lets them know that I'm here, I'm doing my job, and I'm taking care of you the best that I can. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, my brother's wife's father worked in the union. He just retired.
Yeah, what union was he in?
Oh shoot, I don't know. He worked sheet metal and welding and stuff. So I'm not sure exactly which union it was. It's probably right there in South Burlington.
Yeah.
That's where he worked. So.
Yeah, wow. And how long was he with them? Long time?
Freaking long time.
Yeah, those guys pay a lot of dues over the years to be able to get access to benefits.
He did his dues. He freaking did all the classes and everything. He's a journey welder. He journeyman, certified journeyman welding. So he's been in it for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's who I'm sitting with all day. Guys that have paid their dues. So I just went ahead and shared my screen with you. Everything we go over today, I'll shoot you over an email. And then if you are able to qualify for those permanent benefits, you will receive a hard copy of those in the mail. Okay? So, Richard, the first thing that they have set up for you through Jill's good standing, she has gotten you qualified for a free AD&D policy for $2,000. This is $2,000 in accidental coverage. This pays out when you're killed in an accident. So I'll send this over to you. Just fill out this basic information here. Choose your beneficiary, and then you can mail it into this address above. Okay?
All right.
Pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
And do you have any kids under the age of... No kids?
I do have kids, but they're grown up.
They're grown up?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
and with them growing up and everything, when was the last time you were able to update your will, Richard?
Oh, I don't think I've ever made one yet.
You haven't made one?
No.
Okay. Well, the union, they realize procrastination's real, right? And most of their members, they're not trying to spend that $800 to $1,500 per person on a will. It's getting kind of ridiculous now. So what they've done is they've established what they call the Family Information Guide.
Yeah.
So this acts as a free will kit for you. They have this set up for you. This first section here is just your basic information. And Richard, what was your birthday? Got it.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking the first time I talked to you because I was looking at my stubs down because I have Colonial Group accidental insurance policy
Yeah.
with my work. Yeah, then it costs me like $20 a month.
Yeah. And then the most important section here for you, Richard, is your persons to be notified. Who are the top people that could be here for you in the event of an emergency or even death? And then, like I said, I'll send this over to you. You can go ahead and fill out any other names once you get this, if you so choose to. Next, Richard, is your insurance policies. Who do you carry your life insurance with?
I think, like I said, I think it's the Colonial Group.
Colonial Group, and that's you said it's through work, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the important thing to know about those policies through work, you leave your job, change jobs, or retire. A lot of times you lose those benefits with the job. So just remember to go ahead, put those benefits here in pencil. And then if you are able to qualify for the permanent union benefits, you can put those here in pen because you will own those benefits for the rest of your life.
Okay.
Now, next here is your financial information. Richard, do you use a credit union or a bank?
I use a bank.
Bank? And did you get your POD set up with them?
What do you mean with POD?
POD, yeah, good question. POD is payable on death. So I'm knocking on wood, but God forbid something happened to you. Who would have authorization to your accounts, Richard?
Nobody.
Nobody?
Nobody right now, no.
So that's why, I ask.
I guess I thought about that.
That's why they have me ask. Yeah, that's why they have me ask. So, it's just because, they want you to be able to call in, say, hey, can I get my POD set up? They'll walk you through that process. It's at no cost to you. And then they'll help get that set up. And it saves, a lot of time and, dealing with probate, estate planning on the back end. It can be a real hassle for whoever it is because they're not entitled to, start calling your family members saying, hey, Richard has some money down here, right?
Right.
So it's just something important to get set up. The banks don't, they don't want you to win. So we're trying to team up with you there. And then the last section here is your funeral, is your funeral service requests. So obviously, Richard, that's not something that we're waking up in the morning stressing about or thinking about. But obviously, it's something that's unexpected and unplanned. So they set this area up so that nobody in your family gets left guessing.
Right.
So this document does become a legal document. So all you need to do, just take it into your bank. They'll have it notarized, and then you can keep it at home with all your important papers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, Richard, the best part about your benefits is just like Jill was able to do for you, they've set up $20,000 worth of benefits packages for your closest family members and friends that you would consider family. So what they'll receive is that same $2,000 in accidental coverage. They'll receive that family information guide, saving them that $800 to $1,500 per person on the will. If they have kids, we have some child safety kits that are helpful to protect the kids of the community. So if they have kids, that's a plus, but they don't have to. You see how important that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The only thing they do have to do, Richard, is they have to be able to qualify. They must be 18 years or older, working or retired, because these benefits are for the working class families, and they can't be in any trouble with the law. So they can't have a Zoom meeting with somebody in jail, right? So first thing we're able to do is we'll go ahead and activate your persons to be notified. Get forward here. So Richard, the second most important reason I'm here is to help you activate. What's that?
I said I'm not a good person for a long time on the phone. I'm starting to get whoop. We've been on for a little while. So,
Yeah. No, it's just my job to make sure you're informed.
it's just me.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'll try and give you the quick version. So the second most important reason that I'm here, Richard, is to help you activate those permanent benefits. But before I can go any further, I just got to remind you that these benefits are private. They have a certain, philosophy, and that philosophy is that these benefits that I'm about to show you, they should have been taken care of a long time ago. If you don't already have these benefits, it's important to get them taken care of now, because number one, you need them, and number two, if you don't get this done now, you never will, or you can't, because you won't be able to qualify for it. But either way, we'll fill out the report form. That just lets them know that I met with you and we were able to go over everything. And just because Jill, she has good standing with us for some time now, it doesn't mean that you're automatically going to get in. Unfortunately, you have to be able to qualify. So they'll just have me ask you a few questions to see if we can go further. Do you take any prescription medications?
No.
Have you had any health issues in your lifetime?
No.
And do you use tobacco or marijuana in any form?
I don't.
So we'll just see if we can go any further here. And okay, it does look like they are going to let me continue on and show you the benefits package that they have set up. So congratulations. They will need to get some more information on that arrest and some of the other information. But for now, it does look like we are able to continue on. What do you do for work, Richard?
Cocaine.
That's okay.
Well, that's what it was.
Yeah, medical record updated. What are they getting you an hour over as a chief metal fabricator?
27.
27. All right, perfect. How long you been doing that?
Oh, it's going on 9th year.
9th year.
Yeah.
Coming up on a decade. Don't they say it takes like a decade to be a true master at a craft? Is that the saying?
Yeah.
Is that where you feel like you're at? Is that mastery level? 9 years in the business? Pretty close.
Pretty close, probably. I can do most anything in that job, so.
Wow. All right. Perfect. So what the union has set up, Richard, is what they call the Our Power philosophy. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
Have you heard of that? So the Our Power philosophy, it's just an old union principle that states that the members should be setting aside that 1, to 3 hours of the wages each week in order to protect themselves, but more importantly, to provide for their family's future. And I sit down with a lot of families, a lot of members, and I don't know if you're like most, Richard, but a lot of members waste, half their money on, things they don't need, right? Members are not setting aside nearly close to enough for their own future, but more importantly, right? Or more importantly, their kids' future, their family's future. So what all the members are doing is they're setting aside that first 2 hours each week. That's what Jill did as well for permanent benefits. Now, the reason it's that 2 hours each week is because it's not a whole lot right now, but it's exactly what, the members need in the future and at retirement. So some members, they want to do a little bit more. That's okay too. It's the same concept. The more you're able to set aside now, the more you're able to get back in the future. And then some members, they have to do a little bit less. That's okay as well. All they care about is that you're able to get your foot in the door of that private union benefits program, and then you're always able to make adjustments in the future. So you said you're making $27 an hour, was that right?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So it looks like they're gonna have me show you what setting aside that first 2 hours looks like. Let me go ahead and share my screen again with you. Why is this?
It's something like 401k or something.
Yeah.
I have 401ks. I had it for quite a while.
Yeah, no, this is completely different. This is to fill the gaps for all the members because they have 401ks as well. But just keep in mind, due to the enrollment period, there are some forms that have to be filled out today. It's not something that can be done over the phone or at a later date.
Right.
So if you have any questions, just stop and ask me. I don't want to get to the end and have you forget. So the first area of concern that they have for you, Richard, is your accidents and your injuries. So their concern is not that you have to pay to be in the hospital, because obviously that's what health coverage is there for. If it's on your job, there's workman's comp, there's disability, there's things in place for that, right? So their concern is more towards the lost income while you're in the hospital, and then all those other bills start to add up. And that can end up being a lot of money, right? They realize with major injuries comes major hospital bills. Something happens to you, you're not earning any income. So they've set this benefit up to you go to the hospital, doesn't matter what it's for, twisted ankle, bruises, burns on or off the job, bee sting, whatever it is. They're sending you $200 just for going and getting that taken care of. Say you're in the hospital overnight, a couple days, weeks, months, up to a full year. They're going to start sending you $400 every single day, up to that full 365 days. Now, I'm not the best with math, but that's about $2,800 a week. You think that money coming in would help you out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. And then say you end up in the ICU. What they're going to start doing, if you're in the ICU, they're going to start sending you $800 every single day, up to a full 14 days, because at that point they realize you're in the ICU, it's pretty serious, and you're either going to make it or you're not. Right? It's pretty serious at that point. That all makes sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, the second area of concern that they have for you, Richard, is with your funeral and final expenses. Have you ever had to plan a funeral before?
Yeah.
You have?
My mother's.
Your mother's. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. If you don't mind me asking, Richard, what happened?
They believe it was a heart attack, but
Heart attack.
me and my brother went to her house and found her on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a pretty hard one. Yeah.
My condolences. So you know exactly what goes into this.
Oh, yeah.
The stress, the heartache,
It's spending.
the planning, the time, the money. Exactly. All the things that shouldn't be involved when it's just a time of mourning. And the reason I ask is because obviously, it's not a matter of if, but, it's ultimately about, when we do. Right? And when that happens,
Okay.
someone in the immediate family, they have to go down and they have to face that funeral director. In the funeral business, they're just like any other business. Like, you know, they want all their money or a bulk of the money up front on the spot before they move a muscle. But what most people don't realize is that it can take any insurance company, you know, that's 6, 12, even up to 24 months to pay out any sort of a death benefit or any other life insurance for that matter. And Richard, if I could ask you, who does that leave to come up with the money in the meantime?
Yeah. Nobody.
So, yeah, somebody's got to pay for it, right? And who do you think would have to pay for it?
Well, I don't know.
Most of the time, it's somebody in the family, right?
Yeah.
And family has to take money out of like life savings, which isn't fair because you know, those savings are to live on, not to die on. Or even worse yet, borrow that money from the bank, and then there's a monthly reminder of the individual's loss. So what the union has done for the members is they've established what they call the freedom of choice. So given that you qualify, you receive a certificate that looks just like this. The way this works is, Richard, on the worst day of, you know, one of your family members' lives, you know, something here happens to you. They're going to be able to go down to any funeral home of their choice, your choice in the world, and say, you know, my dad, my brother, Richard, he passed away from heart attack, stroke, accident, whatever it is. And the funeral director is going to look them in the eyes and say, you know, I'm so sorry for your loss, but that's going to be $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. How do you plan on paying for this today? And all they'd have to do is say, my father, Richard, was a member of AIL through the union, and he has the freedom of choice. And from that point on, everything's taken care of. Cremation,
Right.
urn, casket, headstone, the plot, the memorial, the time off work, the time it takes family to come into town, you know, the renovating of the home. And then any remaining amount goes directly to you and your family. So Richard, what they've allocated for you on your freedom of choice is $18,009. Now, the reason it's that $18,009 is because they don't want you to die tomorrow, right? So they inflation proof it out 20, 30 years down the road. That way it's out of sight, it's out of mind, and you don't have to worry about it. But isn't it nice to know that that's all finally taken care of?
Yeah, I think when my mom had that all set up, everything was all paid. Everything was done.
She had it all paid for.
She had a nice big life insurance policy, and all her funeral was paid for. Everything was done.
That's exactly why they set it up.
Yeah. She had
And
it all
nobody in
taken
the
care of.
family has to go through that. But they also have this during working years. Richard, how do you suppose most people pass away?
Unexpectedly.
Unexpectedly, exactly. You know, accidents, injuries,
Yeah.
whatever it is. So when you pass away from an accident, they're going to be sending your family $90,000, and that's on top of your freedom of choice. So that's $108,000. Now, exception to that is when it's from an auto accident, they're going to be sending $130,000 on top of that freedom of choice, $148,000. And when it's from a bus, plane, train, taxi, Uber, common carrier, anything you pay a fare for, they're going to be sending $250,000 on top of that freedom of choice. So the company just wants to make sure that each family has the most money possible. Are you starting to kind of see why Jill wanted you to get this set up?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the third area that they are concerned with for you, Richard, is your paycheck. So, you know, Richard, say you're heading home from work tomorrow and you get into a fatal car wreck. Somebody comes through, they slide through the intersection. Obviously, and I'm knocking on wood, obviously, what dies along with you?
Paycheck.
Yeah, exactly. The paycheck. And do the bills just disappear?
I don't know.
No, they don't, unfortunately. They stay the same. If not, they get a little worse. So what they've done through the program is they've set this benefit up to where every single month for one full year, they're going to be sending your beneficiary $4,680. That's every single month for one full year. That money can be used for bills, retirement, kids' education, renovations to the home, whatever your family needs. And that money comes directly to you. And isn't it nice to know that you have that safety net in place for your family?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Richard, now that I've gone over the side of your program that's designed to give you that security and peace of mind, I'll show you the side of the program that they've designed to help out with your future. So inside of this program, the Union Benefits Program, they have what they call an emergency fund. So if things get tight in the next few years, there's enough money built up into this program to help you out.
Okay.
Plus keep it going. So as you're paying your premium every month, it's building in the form of cash value, and that is accruing interest over time, and that money is able to help you out in the future. You need help paying off your home, you need help paying off some bills. There's money inside your policy that you can use to do so. Now,
That's going to be the bottom line too, though. How much is this policy going to be?
how much is the policy going to be? Yeah, absolutely. So they just got it set up on that hour power philosophy. So you're making 27, so they have you set up at that 54 a week. But they also have the layoff waiver. That's just what they recommend. Doesn't matter what you would get laid off for. They're going to take care of this program for you for up to 3 months. You don't have to pay any of that money back. But the most important part of the program, Richard, is that these benefits are guaranteed. And what that means is if they let you in today, it doesn't matter what happens to your health, your age, your habits. After today, these benefits can never be taken away from you. It doesn't matter if next month you get cancer. It doesn't matter if something horrific happens down the road. These benefits are yours. They can never be taken away. And isn't it nice to know that that's all finally taken care of?
That is nice.
Absolutely. So, like I said, Richard, my job's simple. It's just to bring everything by and help you activate it as long as you can qualify. So the way they set this up, it's like a payroll deduction once a month through your checking account. That way, when you leave your job, change jobs, or retire, you own your benefits. And no one can take them away from you. But Richard, the most important question that I have to ask before I can get your program started is, say you are coming back from work tomorrow, or a date night, whatever it is, and you're coming home and you get into that car wreck. Well, inside of this program, you're going to have over $148,000 plus that Paycheck Protection paying out $4,763 every single month for one full year. And Richard, who do you want that money to go to? You find his number, and he gets his freedom and final expenses covered as well, so you guys both have each other's certificates. That's what a lot of brothers will do. But is it safe to say it'd probably be somebody in your family, Richard?
Yeah, probably be my brother.
Your brother. Yeah, that's what most members do. Family.
Yeah.
But the second most important question that I have to ask before I can get your program started, Richard, is, now that I've gone over, what most members do, which is setting aside that 2 hours each week, that 54. My next question is, do you feel like you want to do like most and just go with what I explained to you, doing that 2 hours each week? Or do you feel like you need to do like a lot of members need to do? They want to get as much of the program as they can while they can still get it, and go with that 3 hours each week? Or do you just want to do you just feel like you need to get started off, like get your foot in the door of the union benefits program, start off with something more basic, and then you can always increase it in the future. So, Richard, if you can qualify, which one do you want?
I'm not sure. Probably just get the foot in the door, but to be honest with you, I'm not going to set up any payment today, that's for sure. I would want to look over some more of the stuff and read some of the pamphlets that you send me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You said you want to look at getting your foot in the door? Okay.
I did want to do that, but like I said, I'm not going to authorize any payment today, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So I'm glad you told me that. So as far as foot in the door goes, it does look like they have a option for you to get your foot in the door at a 29 or a 34 each week. I'd recommend the 34 just because it keeps your benefits closer to the same. But just know, once you get your foot in the door, you can always increase again in the future as things change. So if you were able to qualify, did you want that 29 or that 34?
Say again, I'm sorry, I was trying to talk to you at the same time.
It's starting to break up a little bit. So they do have an option for you at that 29. That's the foot in the door, or that 34.
Yeah. You said the 34 or 30, whatever.
Yeah, the 34 keeps your benefits closer to the same, so I would recommend that one. But whichever one you choose, you can always increase it in the future. So if you were able to qualify,
Like 130 something, $6, 130 something dollars a month.
for the 34,
No, I'm just saying. I was trying to figure it out in my head because you're saying it's $34 a week, so that's 130 or 100 and something dollars a month.
yeah, yep. But the important thing about the private union benefits is you're never paying in more than you're getting out, and that's what most people don't realize, is that this is a program that not everybody gets access to.
Yeah.
So, did you want to get your foot in the door with the 29 or the 34?
Oh, probably just do 34, but
The 34?
yeah, I'll have to figure it out.
Okay, perfect. So that's at 136. That sounds a lot more comfortable for you.
Stretching a little bit.
Stretching? Okay, well, I can get in a lot of trouble if, we set up your program in a spot that's not fully comfortable for you. So if that 34 is too much, why don't we look at that 29? That 29 just comes out to that 116 a month. Does that sound a lot more comfortable for you to be coming out every month to invest in your future?
Yeah.
I mean, that's 1 hour of your wages each week, essentially.
Yeah.
1 hour a week. Okay, so that's that 116. That's comfortable for you?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, Richard, I'm not sure if you're in yet. I'll go ahead and I'll ask you the medical questions, and then if you pass, we'll go ahead, we'll fill out your application. I'll re-explain your benefits. We should be done here in about 10 to 12 minutes, but I can be more efficient. I just need you to grab your driver's license, any prescriptions that you're taking, doctor's information, and then whatever bank account you want to attach on file. And while you're grabbing that, I will go ahead and get your application started.